Good morning from the boardwalk. Michelle and I are on our way over to the International Gateway of Epcot. We've already had a good morning, a very successful morning. We have a test track, 9 a.m. lightning lane. We did decide to go Genie Plus today. And we also have boarding group 2 on Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm a pro at this.
Yeah, Michelle's a pro at this. She's the one who pulled it off. Great job. Are you ready? Going to Epcot. Come along with us. So Michelle and I are rope dropping to Remy's. I will say that the line is already into France quite a distance, but this ride also does actually load pretty quickly. And at this time in the morning, no one's got lightning lanes, so you're not going to be interrupted by that. Don't give up on rope dropping Remy's if you get here and you see that the line's all the way out into France. They also might not have let people into the line for the ride yet, which I think they just did because the line started moving. So we're heading over to Remy's to try to get to try to rope drop it so you don't have to try to fight for a lightning lane later. Also, Michelle has her very Epcot outfit on today. The geodesic dome and her flowering garden ears looks very, very pretty as per usual. Don't ya? Michelle and I basically stopped at the Ratatouille main gate that kind of tells you that it's back here in the back of France. And I started my stopwatch just to see how long it takes us to get onto the ride. The sign says 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to be 5 minutes, but I also don't think it's going to be very long at all. This ride actually loads very, very quickly. And so as long as there's no lightning lanes, which there aren't right now, we will probably get on the ride relatively fast, as long as it works. And that is known to also be a problem. I want to point out that the sign still says 5 minutes, but my stopwatch says 7. Oops. So the Remy's line may seem daunting, but it is not. It's moving this entire time. I mean, as you can see, there's a sea of people around me, but it's moving this entire time. The ride loads quickly, and here's the thing. At this time in the morning, there's no lightning lanes to slow it down. And on top of that, this is the shortest the wait's going to be all day. I'll take being in line for 15 to 20 minutes over 90 minutes any day. All right, I'm calling it here. My watch says 22 minutes because that's when we're getting our 3D glasses. So 22 minutes in line. That's not bad at all for this ride.
This way. Cette nourriture est pour nos invités, pas pour vous. Hey guys, the food is for them, not you. Dépêchez-vous. Par ici. Go, go. Oui, petit chef. Il va aussi me falloir rapidement 4 ratatouilles.
22 minutes on the ride. 33 minutes to get off the ride. It's a fun ride. I love it. The 3D is actually really well done. The 4D elements are actually a lot of fun. And while we were on the ride, our Guardians of the Galaxy boarding group, number 2, got called. So we're heading over to Guardians of the Galaxy now, which is unfortunately on the opposite side of the park. Michelle just made an observation that I did not look at. The ride wait time is up to 65 minutes already. And the park has officially opened for all guests. So just to give you an idea of, like, yes, we waited in a line to get on Remy, but we did not wait in a line anywhere close to where it's going to be all day. And we have made it to the Wonders of Xandar Pavilion. Our boarding group number 2 was called a little while ago. And we have come all the way across the park from Remy's Ratatouille Adventure to enter in to the ride. Looking forward to riding this again.
Terrence referred to as the Big Bang, and from nothing came the beginning of everything. Incredibly hot and extraordinarily powerful.
So our boarding group, we just literally just breezed through the line to head up. Mainly because of the time of morning it is, and the fact that we're a boarding group 2, and that we got here pretty much right after our boarding group being called. Like, all those things helped in that factor, I think. But yeah, we're in the pre-show like waiting room. So that was, pretty much walked all the way through the line all the way up here at normal speed. Yeah. I want to point out that this ride has like that new car smell. It definitely smells brand new.
This plane is never gonna work. Rocket! Well?
No one's gonna stop rock and roll from existing.
What have we done?
I think we're jumping back.
It's about time. Of course it is about time. Have you not been paying attention?
And welcome to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
We have no room in our ship for these good guys.
Jax, it's an honorary title. They're not coming with us.
I see. It is meaningless. Well then welcome to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So 3 times, 3 different songs. And we got Gloria Estefan that time. A lot of fun. Michelle did say, however, that she did experience when she got off like a very, 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 very mild form of motion sickness that she calls just getting off the boat. Am I describing that correctly?
Yeah, I didn't feel sick. I don't know, I kind of felt like the ground was moving. I didn't take anything this morning for it.
Yeah. So Michelle didn't take Dramamine. She doesn't always take Dramamine, but she said that, like, you know, as I said, she said that it feels like the ground's moving under her feet a little bit.
This is the first few steps up the steps, and then I was fine.
Okay, so it passed pretty quickly. So, like I said, she does have a tendency to get motion sick, but Guardians doesn't do it to her. That ride is so much fun, though, and we've had such great music on the ride. Yeah, it's fabulous. So, I hope you enjoyed our little trek there on Guardians of the Galaxy. Now we're heading over to Test Track because we have a 9 a.m. boarding group for Lightning Lane. Play here as well from Chevrolet, which is a lot of fun. Here comes the second touch point, and then we can choose our next Lightning Lane. So we're already getting queued up to go into the design studio, so we're pretty much going to walk right onto this ride. And we always try to make the ugliest Hot Wheel possible. We don't go for any kind of score. We just go for how stupid can we make the car look. Oh yeah, baby. Look at our Hot Wheel. The Hot Wheel is ready to go.
Hello. The seatbelt check is around the corner. For your safety, remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Here comes the fun test.
First off, we want to say that we had an excellent time designing our Hot Wheel, but one of the things I want to point out is as you're exiting Test Track, there is all these fun things you can do where you can like make a commercial, you can redesign a new car, you can test it on these little test tracks, you look at all these different new Chevrolets, you can take photos with these different cars and you know, have them put onto your photo pass. It's just a pretty cool little like thing that they do here in Test Track. It's all about the Chevy cars, but it's still a pretty awesome little extra you can have at the end of this ride. Michelle and I came to Connections Cafe. Just a reminder, Connections Cafe is Starbucks. Connections Eatery is the food. And they're on opposite sides of this room from each other. We're on the cafe side. You go around to the other side and you're on the eatery side, which is where you can get the quick service food. Michelle and I are getting our typical dose of caffeine. Me, my black tea, and her coffee. Except that Michelle ran over to the creation shop, which is right over there, and she's trying to find a specific pair of shorts, and I just told her to just go, because I can handle the coffee line, which might be the longest one of the day so far. I want to talk a little bit about what makes Epcot awesome, what makes all the parks awesome, and that is the cast members. And Michelle and I have stopped for a second to enjoy our tea and coffee. We have a pretty whirlwind start to our morning. As you saw, we did Remy's, Guardians, and Test Track all within the first hour of being here in the park. I will say that the Starbucks line was one of the longest lines we've been in today. Michelle did have success on her shopping excursion to Creations. And while I was in Creations Cafe, we asked about our favorite cast member, Sigrid. Our favorite cast member, Sigrid, we're talking, we have known who Sigrid is working at Starbucks here in Epcot since it was Fountain View Beverage over a decade ago. We started a relationship with Sigrid because we actually helped her after a very belligerent guest was just being straight up mean to her. And I will tell you this right now, Sigrid is one of the nicest cast members we have ever encountered in the entire park system. We love Sigrid. We have basically only seen her when we come to the parks and come to the Starbucks here at Epcot, and we always make a point to say hi. We want to give her a big shout out today. Sigrid has been promoted to the coordinator for the Connections Eatery and a bunch of the food carts near the Connections Eatery. Way to go, Sigrid. You are an amazing person. We love interacting with you. Thank you so much for always remembering us too, and we are so proud of you. Great job, Sigrid. If you ever see setups like this, there's probably some kind of live stream that's about to go on. We've just been told that the live stream is going to be happening here soon, and Idina Menzel will be here for the live stream, so you might want to check that out. If you didn't get to see it, I'm sure there'll be a replay on Disney's channel. So I've already kind of went at it because we were kind of hungry. All the food booths aren't open yet, which is annoying. Like, you can't get food anywhere in Epcot for some reason until 11, except for the patisserie back in France. So I stopped in at the bakery over at Norway and got myself a sweet almond Kringla, and I got Michelle a chocolate Kringla because we needed some food. This thing is awesome. I love the Norwegian pastries. I'm actually not the biggest fan of the school bread, but this Kringla, very good, just the right amount of sweetness and filling as well. So we finally got some calories in us. Just before you get to the African outpost here in Epcot, you can look off to the left and you can see all of these herons out there. These happen to be great blue herons. Yes, they're white in color, but that's a standard color for the great blue heron. They're native to Florida, and they seem to nest in this space. I have noticed them here before, and there's just so many of them. During the hotter parts of the day, you'll just find them in this area, and I'll kind of show you where we are. Let me back out here. And the greater blue herons that are back there are, again, right off this bridge. You see the African outpost here across the bridge, and if you as you get to the bridge, you can kind of look off to the left, and they're back in that area right there. So Michelle and I came to the Bauern Market, which is the Germany food pavilion for the Flower and Garden Festival, and I got myself the Bitburger beer and the potato pancakes. Hopefully I don't dump that, but yeah, potato pancakes with applesauce and the pretzel bread with Gruyere and Black Forest ham. We also, just for fun, got a Spike the Bee spork, just because I wanted one. One of the things that we did do, though, is we actually started our first stamp for the Garden Graze. Now, the Garden Graze comes in the festival booklet, and the potato pancakes are on the list of food. Now, here's the thing. You just need to get 6 stamps. If you want to get 6 potato pancakes, You can get 6 potato pancakes and fill it all in. You just have to get 6 stamps. But I would recommend that you at least try to get more than one of these items over here. And then when you're done, there's a little bit of a prize. There's a special completer prize that you can get only for doing the Garden Grace. All right, I'm gonna try these potato pancakes with the applesauce. By the way you say that in German is Kartoffelkuche. This is excellent. I really like the applesauce, completes the saltiness of the potatoes. Just very, very good. There's a little bit of cheese in the potatoes too for these potato pancakes, so just be prepared if you're lactose intolerant. Potato pancakes have cheese in them, but these are really good. Oh yeah, for sure. And now, the Bavarian pretzel bread. The saltiness of the ham combines really nicely with the creaminess of the Gruyere cheese, and then the pretzel bread gives it a really nice chew. Sorry, I'm talking my mouth full, but it was really good. I like that. That whole combination is excellent. Wow. That's a good buy. Highly recommend that from the Bauern market. This is a good lunch. I'm gonna enjoy this. And to wash it all down, the Bitburger Pilsner. Yep, has everything that a Pilsner is supposed to have. It's light, it's refreshing, it's got a little bit of hoppiness, and then there's a little bit of maltiness on the finish. Cheers. Everything that I've had, Bauern Market, was excellent. My favorite was definitely that pretzel bread, but those potato pancakes were right behind it. Yeah, I recommend this booth. Everything I had, fantastic. I'm gonna say that one of my observations today is that Epcot is not very full today. I'm not seeing a lot of people. We have a lot of open space. It might be the heat. It might be the fact that it's Saturday, but Saturday is usually a pretty busy day. So, I don't know. Just seems like a light Epcot day. You agree with me? Yeah. All right. So, I don't know. We're enjoying ourselves. We just were able to book a lightning lane for Soarin' within minutes of when we could book it. So we're gonna go on Soarin'. I thought there were balls of gas burning billions of miles away. Bumba, with you, everything's gas. We just made the long, hot walk across World Showcase. Over here we made multiple stops, including one at Joffrey's. Michelle got the new Game Changer, which is the new one for this month. What do you think of the Game Changer?
Pretty good.
Yeah? What do you like about it? So you lied.
I don't know. It's not as bitter as Joffrey's usually is.
Not as bitter as Joffrey's usually is?
Well, I finally figured out what I don't like about their cold brew.
What is it?
It's a French roast.
Ah.
I don't like
So,
French roast coffee, so that
There
explains it.
you go. Michelle doesn't really care for French roast coffee, and their cold brew is apparently French roasts. So there we go. By the way, you want to know it's hot? There's a 25-minute wait for Living with the Land, and the line looks like that. That is not typical. We have lightning lanes, however, for Soarin', so we're gonna head to that. Remember, on Soarin', nicely ask to wait for row B1. But we're gonna go enjoy Soarin' around the world. One thing they don't always tell you is that if you want to put your bags, your larger bags, there's these spaces in the middle that you can set your bags down instead of putting them underneath this thing. Just got off Soarin'. Soarin's always great. It's a great ride. I say this a lot. I do actually miss Soarin' over California, but Soarin' over the world isn't bad at all. I do miss the orange smell. It's a great ride. Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely no problems. And Michelle and I are going to check out Living with the Land, which looks like it still has a 25-minute wait. Yeah, well, we actually have 2 lightning lanes coming up, so we're probably not going to wait 25 minutes. But we'll be back for Living with the Land. We always ride that. It's one of our favorites. We love the greenhouse. Yeah. So we're going to head off to our thing. I have a mission space, which Michelle will never ride. There's a big nope. Did you see it? Then we both have Frozen. So we're gonna head over to she's gonna shop while I go on Mission Space, which makes her happy. And we're gonna head off that way, okay? By the way, on the landing as you come up in the land from the main floor, this is Michelle and I's super secret bathroom. People don't seem to realize that it's back here. They think it's just elevators, and there are a men's and women's bathroom back here. We often stop here, just so you know. So as you can see, I'm on Mission Space. Mission Space is a pretty awesome ride. At least I think so. I gotta tell you a story. Many years ago, right after Mission Space opened, I convinced Michelle to get on the ride because Disney rides are not that intense. At least they weren't at the time. We get on this ride, we're going the whole thing, we sing all the signage, we're like, oh, there's nothing wrong, we'll make it, you'll be fine. I kept convincing her, you'll be fine, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. She wasn't fine. I was very wrong, and I still feel terrible to this day. We're talking over a decade ago. And what happened was, we got on the ride, and as they closed the capsule, they're like, hey, and by the way, there are barf bags below your seat. And I was like, crap. And Michelle looks at me and goes, oh no, this is not gonna be good. And when we got off, it wasn't good. She was sick for the rest of the day, could barely get on anything. It ruined the rest of that Epcot day. So I go on Mission Space, Michelle goes shopping. It's very simple. I got a lightning lane for this one, so I'm just kind of waiting in the lightning lane right now. So I figured the fun blue lighting might be fun. But I gotta tell you, if you get motion sick at all, just skip it. Don't even do it. The green side even gets people too. Not as much, but the green side even gets people. So Mission Space, one of my favorites. And just a reminder, astronauts said it was more intense in their training before you get on it.
Those who are prone to motion sickness or made uncomfortable by enclosed dark spaces, simulators, or spinning should bypass this experience.
So there you go, Mission Space. I don't find it all that intense. I love that. I love that pressure that they create on you from the movement. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't even get a twinge of motion sickness. But Michelle just gets sick as a dog, really. I'm in the tunnel by myself because I actually forgot my sunglasses, which I have done years ago, and I'm really glad I didn't have a repeat of what happened years ago because those sunglasses actually vanished. The tunnel's a little long on the exit, especially if you end up in certain areas. The ride itself, like I said, it's very intense. It really presses in on you, and it can cause some people some problems. But the main thing is to just follow the instructions once you're on the ride. But I love Mission Space. I'll keep riding it. When you come off Mission Space, however, there's like this, it's called the space race, and then there's this really awesome space base for kids to play on who are maybe not large enough. And it's a really fun area to kind of play around. And they finally look like they have everything up and running. Expedition Mars. You can also send postcards from space. And these are free. All this stuff is free in here. And it's a nice little cool space for adults and kids. And you can kind of just have a moment inside here. And then, of course, it leads into the gift shop. I love the job that the horticulture team did with their annuals this year, especially the big 50 medallion out there. That is so awesome. I'm feeling like a champion right now. Michelle still wins. Boarding group 2, she still wins. But I'm feeling like a champion because I just fiddle-faddled for a while. Good old team fiddle-faddle. Thanks to all ears for that one. I like that one. And I got a 245 Remy's. So we're gonna get to ride Remy's twice today because we rope dropped it and I just got a lightning lane for it. So, hey, sometimes you just sit there refreshing for a while you're walking and one will pop up, and we got one for $2.45. Right now we're heading to Frozen though. Probably one of Michelle's favorite rides in all of Disney World.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna head over to Norway, get on Frozen, and then go to our favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World, La Cava del Tequila. Oh wait, that's not a ride. Oh wait, oh yes.
Drink enough it is.
Yes, you drink enough, it definitely is. One little side note I want to add, that since I was thinking about lightning lanes, I'm really glad we got a boarding group to Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's the thing. They're charging $17 per person for the lightning lane for Guardians of the Galaxy. That is probably the most expensive one I have seen yet. That stuff adds up. I don't know. The nickel and diming part that has come up since 2020, not a fan. I blame Bob, put it in the vault, Chapek. But, you know, I guess I shouldn't complain too much, because whatever, but sometimes the nickel and diming gets under my skin, but $17 per person, no thank you. I love that ride, not worth that. Frozen Ever After has a posted 70-minute wait, which we are going to be bypassing by using the Lightning Lane because we did pay for Genie Plus today. I will flat out admit that I am part of the problem because I have a Lightning Lane. But I can tell you that from past experience, the way the line is right now, it would not normally have taken 70 minutes to get to the front. I really do believe that Lightning Lane is causing those extreme time problems because they prioritize Lightning Lane over the standby line. The line isn't out the door. That normally would not have been a 70-minute wait. I'm part of the problem, and it's annoying me anyway.
Elsa's made a magic winter show. They summer snow for Spanny and you.
Would you say that we're related or guests?
Let's just call it tonight.
After fun times visiting with Michelle's favorite snowman, we're now heading over to the Mexico Pavilion to get us some La Cava time because that seems to be coming in rather quickly. And if you can't tell, that's a Florida storm. So Michelle and I opted for seating in La Cava. It's something you can ask for. It's not always available. We got very lucky. We asked if they had room for two. They said they'd put us on the wait list, and within a minute, we had a seat. That doesn't happen very often, but we recommend it if you can get it because the line for the takeaway bar could get pretty intense sometimes. But we also like to just sit and chill sometimes with our drinks. So that's just a little tip. Ask for seating, but they're not always going to have it, and sometimes it may be a long wait. All is right in the world. Chips, queso, guacamole, top shelf margaritas. For those of you who don't know, the Dragones Top Shelf has Casa Dragones Blanco Tequila, Orange Bill Liqueur, Agave Nectar, freshly squeezed lime juice, and a Black Ant Salt Rim. It is absolutely one of the best tasting margaritas I have ever had in my life. Ever want a good definition of what Florida weather's like? It's been hot all day, and this just rolled in over top of us. And it hasn't started yet, but you can feel it that it's gonna start soon. So just be prepared for that. There's a severe thunderstorm warning. Just wanna point out, the Skyliner is not moving, the friendship boats aren't going, none of it goes when the weather starts going bad. Just be prepared for that. And we're back at Remy's. We're getting a second run at it because I was able to snag a random Lightning Lane, and the rain is just starting, so this is very, very fortuitous. Here we go. Got inside just before the rain really started coming down, so we kind of hoping the brunt of it is done by the time we get off the ride. But the goal right now is to find the hidden Pizza Planet truck. And our general Disney luck with rain seems to have continued. We often will get on rides right as the rain starts and then get off the ride right as it ends. It's like that's what happened this time. Again, Remy's is fun. Definitely a fan of Remy's. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's always, you know, now that's our third time? Yeah, it's our third time on it, yeah. Yeah, I like it. It's fun. Story's good. The one thing I feel is that you're being chased, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you made it to the end. There's a, am I right? Yep. Like, oh yeah, there's the whole chase scene, and then you're like, hey, here comes his kitchen. What happened to the guy chasing us? I mean, I know what happens in the movie, but like, I don't know, that part of the story feels a little disjointed now that I've seen it 3 times. Other than that though, I like it, the ride's fun, we enjoy it every time. Don't know what we're doing next though. Spaceship Earth? I mean, you're wearing the dress. We kind of have to. You really can't have a good day at Epcot without getting on Spaceship Earth, right? So we're also doing it to avoid the rain that's obviously coming. But we walked to the front of the park, and we didn't do Spaceship Earth on our last day, and so we had to do it today because Spaceship Earth is incredible.
The recorded knowledge stayed behind. They create a simple common alphabet, adaptable to each language. Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs?
To the Pacific. So.
1969, from somewhere else.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It glows with billions of interactions. And once again, we stand on our spaceship Earth. I believe your future is just about ready. Let's take a look, shall we?
I'm sorry, Michelle and I just had a really good laugh. We just got off Spaceship Earth, and Michelle's picture is completely jacked up. No idea why. It never works for her on this ride, and she smiles.
Faces. I don't even smile anymore.
Yeah, like we understood when it got screwed up with the masks on, but it's still getting screwed up, and
It
there's
looks like I put my hand in front of my face.
yeah. We have no idea why it happens to her all the time, but oh my goodness, this one was the worst one yet, and I was laughing my butt off about it in the ride. It was so bad. It looked like the best way to describe it is like suddenly she had a little amoeba in the middle of her face, and then there's little blobs, and then that was it, and everything else was empty. It was like, here's the picture. Like, how, what? Whatever. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But we're going to be heading to Space 220 soon because we have a reservation there, and we're very excited about it. We've never eaten there. Very excited to try it out. It's going to be fun. So in order to check in for Space 220, which is what we just did, you come over here to this desk to my left, and that desk to my left has a little sign above it. You just check in with the lovely ladies sitting there, and they will check you in. If you are looking for a window view, you just need to make sure you ask for one. You'll then come around this walkway and enter into the lobby for the space elevator. Once you're called, they will give you your ticket and ask you to line up against the wall so that you can board the space elevator.
If you look above, you'll see Centauri Space Station coming into view. Once we dock, gather your belongings and exit through the open air lock. A Space 220 agent will be waiting for you.
SV2 cleared for arrival. Gravity generator active. Airlock activated.
Nice day, guys.
Boarding pass, please.
So what are your initial thoughts?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. So my initial thought is, it's really awesome looking in here. It's a really awesome, like, theming to the restaurant. So definitely can't complain about that. Hopefully the food lives up to the price tag. So for her appetizer, Michelle got the Blue Moon cauliflower, which is tempura fried cauliflower, house-made hot sauce, and blue cheese dust. And I got the Starry calamari with fried calamari, Italian cherry peppers, spicy marinara, roasted red pepper, citrus aioli. This, both of these look really, really good, and they came out very, very quickly. Okay, so Michelle says that the cauliflower, tempura cauliflower, is very good. She does say she wishes it had more cheese on it. The menu does say a dusting of blue cheese, but I can understand her complaint because I know she really likes blue cheese. So, She says it's got a good spice to it, and she likes the flavor of the cauliflower, and it's very crispy. For me, the calamari is excellent. I actually prefer the aioli sauce over the spicy marinara. And it's cooked exactly the way you would expect calamari to be cooked. It's actually not rubbery, which is very nice. Sometimes you get rubbery calamari, and I enjoy it. So, appetizers, A+. All right, so our main entree has come out. Michelle got the supreme chicken breast. It is a seared chicken breast with polenta parmesan cake, petite balsamic lentils, and basil oil. Mine is the slow rotation short rib with braised short rib, cheddar grits, bacon, haricot verts, glazed carrots. They're both looking excellent in the presentation department. Michelle's even taking pictures of her food, which she doesn't normally do. And we're gonna see if we enjoy these, so we'll get right back with you. And our cocktails have arrived. Michelle got the Stargarita, which is Espolon Blanco, Cointreau, house-made agave sour, and Blur. And apparently the Blur is that stuff in the pipette, and you interact with your drink. Go for it. Okay. And then I guess you stir it in, and it changed the color of the drink. And I got the Orion Old Fashioned, which is Buffalo Trace, Grand Marnier, and chocolate bitters. I'm a whiskey fan, and I especially like Buffalo Trace, so these cocktails look like fun, and they're hopefully going to be good accoutrement to our meal. So the verdict is in our food. Start with mine. Braised short rib, very tender. The bacon adds a really nice saltiness with the pork flavor that goes onto it. It gives it that fat that short rib can sometimes be missing. Cheddar grits are excellent. I like the fingerling carrots, and the green beans were the only part where I was kind of like, I wish they had a little bit more salt. They felt like they weren't seasoned quite enough, but they definitely were. They had some, but it just wasn't enough for my personal taste. I think in general, my meal is excellent, and I really very much enjoyed everything that's in my main entree. However, Michelle on the chicken has said that the chicken is just kind of chicken. She feels it doesn't have enough of flavor or seasoning added to it. She also does not like the balsamic lentils. She says that the lentils kind of add a weird flavor to the balsamic glaze. And she's also kind of blah about the polenta parmesan cake. Basically explaining that her meal was really up to snuff, for the price especially. And she's just kind of like, she says pretty much everything on her first reaction when I asked her what it was, she goes, everything's kind of, like she just kind of reacted like that. I was like, oh. And then I asked her to explain herself, and that's what I came up with. So we have a hit and we have a miss on our table for the main entree. My Orion Old Fashioned, very good. I like the chocolate bitters. I wasn't expecting to like that. I'm not usually a fan of that kind of thing, but hey, I'll try anything with whiskey in it, I guess. So I like it. I like the way it's prepared. It tastes good. Nice way to complement my meal. Michelle says that her Stargarita is better than other margaritas she's had on property, but it's just basically their take on a margarita, but she says it's good. She says she likes it. And yeah, so unfortunately, I wish Michelle had liked her meal better. It's very disappointing to me that, like, pretty much the way she described everything was blah. It bothers me because of the price of this restaurant, I guess, is the main thing. Because it's $80 per person for the prefix menu that they have. Michelle got the coconut panna cotta. Oh, look at the one thing. Their presentation on these are rather impressive. They always look awesome. And I got the vegan carrot cake. I had to be convinced to check it out, but Juliana, our server, was very insistent that this was excellent. Okay, just real quick rundown. The coconut panna cotta has coconut cream, citrus, lychee, raspberries, coconut meringue, and toasted coconut. The carrot cake has carrot cake, cream cheese, candy walnuts, and toasted pepitas. And both of our desserts were vegan and dairy-free. I will say that the carrot cake is surprisingly excellent. The cake's a little dense, but that usually happens with vegan cakes.
But otherwise, it's excellent. I like the cream cheese. I like the candied walnuts. Everything about it, excellent. It was surprisingly very, very good. I tried a little taste of Michelle's coconut panna cotta, and it has a very strong coconut flavor, but it's a good coconut flavor. Sometimes you can have coconut that's a little overpowering, like in an Almond Joy or a Mounds candy bar. But I really like the coconut flavor in that panna cotta. Michelle is like clearing her plate right now. So we definitely had an excellent hit with the desserts. So I'll go over it again, a quick run through. The appetizers, Michelle said the tempura cauliflower was amazing. I really liked the calamari, especially with the garlic aioli that came with it. I also felt that my short rib was excellent, very tender, really well done. But remember, Michelle basically said her entire plate of chicken was blah. And I tried some of it, and she's not wrong. I could taste a little bit of garlic. I could taste a little bit of salt. Just not very, just kind of blah. And especially for the price you're paying, you don't want blah. Just to be honest. And the chicken was a little bit overcooked too. I'll be honest with that too. But the desserts, excellent, and our cocktails were also excellent. So, one miss on the entire menu, not that big of a deal if it wasn't so expensive. I think that's the main problem that I'm having with it right now, is that $80 per person, you shouldn't have any misses. And that plate was a miss. It's not just me being negative. You know me, I try to be positive. You hear all my reviews before. Yeah, that plate was no. Yeah, it was kind of blah. But my meal was worth the $80 per person. Michelle's just wasn't. Other than that, definitely enjoyed our meal here at Spaceship 20. I have to be honest, I keep trying to catch the things in the windows, but it comes in so fast you'd miss it. Here's one that just came in. Got a satellite there, see it? And it's floating through, right? And there's a guy fixing the satellite. They come in so quickly you can't get your camera ready in time before they're off the screen. But thankfully one came up right as I started speaking about it, which was nice. However, Spaceship 20. If you get certain things on the menu, I'd highly recommend it. Just make sure you choose wisely, all right? One quick thing before we close out this review. Just understand that you only get a DVC discount here. It's 15%, but you only get it if you're a DVC member. And no annual pass discount either. And they said that you get annual pass at lunch with DVC or DVC at lunch, but you get only 15% off at dinner if you're DVC. Just a little quick point that you need to make sure you know if you're looking for that kind of a discount. All right, we got a second take on Harmonious live. So, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
Growing on me.
It's growing on you. Yeah, I like it a lot better now that we didn't have a tree in the way. And the fact that we weren't sweating to death, because it was actually way cooler tonight. It's pretty awesome. We had a really great day. Did a lot. Rode lots of rides, got on Remy twice, rode Guardians again, group 2, because my tips work. Watch my tips video. Hope you've enjoyed hanging with us, going to Space 20 with us. Space 20. Space 220. There you go. It's got a name. And hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of the Harmonious Fireworks. We're gonna call it a night. We're actually gonna hang with some friends of ours over at the Boardwalk. And because please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. You know, it always helps. Hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go right there, right between our heads.
And we don't like to say goodbye because we're going to see you real soon. So we say, see you bye, even Grogu.